Mark's three-step plan to property investment is that you treat it as a business. And here's the way you get a business to work. Step 1, work out what customers want. Step 2, see whether you can provide that want, fulfil that need profitably. And step 3, make a decision on whether you do it or not. That's the way successful businesses work. By comparison, here's how unsuccessful businesses work. Work out what I know how to make, see if I can find someone to sell it to. My first company was a classical recording company specialising in early music. Our first CD was called The Golden Age Restored, featuring Linda Sace, who is the UK's leading player of the lute. It's music by John and Robert Johnson. John and Robert Johnson were contemporaries of William Shakespeare and wrote the original music to accompany Shakespeare's original plays when they were performed at the Globe. Who here knew that? Right, I think what we've just established, there wasn't much of a market for people who were interested in early lute music. So after the first 7 CDs costing me a few grand, and my partners a few grand, that business went down the tube. Why? It turned out we were really good as recording engineers. I got fan mail from Denmark praising me on how good the quality of the CD recording was back in '92, but what I didn't actually get was enough sales to make it a going concern. Remember, with any business, start by working out what your customers want, then work out whether you can provide it to them profitably, and use that to influence the do I do it or not. Don't start by looking at what you know how to do. And in landlording, which is the bit of property investment I know best, we have customers. They're called tenants. I know we use the word tenant, but the word is customer. A customer is someone who pays you money in return for something that you're giving that they value. That's all a customer is. It's someone who pays you money for something that you're giving them that they value. So what the Spice Girls were actually saying was, look, before you go into this investment, work out how much you can pay, work out what kind, well, not what you can pay, but work out what kind of property they're actually going to be tenants for. It does not matter at all if you can get 70% below market value on a farmhouse in rural Bulgaria if it turns out that everyone's moving out that village into Sofia, because you're never going to find anyone to sell it to. It does not matter if you can buy an early classical CD for £2, unless you happen to want to listen to that CD. You're never going to be able to turn around to someone and sell it to them for £13, because it turns out there aren't enough people to support the overheads of that business. So if the Spice Girls were one of the two greats, the other one was, of course, Lionel Richie, with that classic song, Is It BMV You're Looking For? This is as good as the joke get. Can we laugh for the recording, please? Which, I say this with some trepidation, knowing that Deep's in the room. Let's have a quick think about what below market value... Well, actually, let's have a think about what market value means. Market value is something which works best when you have markets like the stock market, which are liquid, fungible and transparent. I will explain those terms.